If you listen closely enough, you can hear its footsteps closing in louder.
Oh, God. If it falls down.
It ain't going to fall.
It might.
It won't. I mean, has it fallen yet?
If it lost,
evidence-based.
If it loses control of all 100 legs.
Well, at the same time. It's got sticky paws.
No, you said that. If it hasn't fell yet,
yeah,
it will fall on top of me.
Now is the time to go and
because
fall.
that's my luck. Oh my God. It's above my head.
Get me a broom.
Okay.
Yeah? Do you mind if he dies?
No, I want him to die. I tried to kill him the other day.
All right.
So he's out for a vengeance now.
All right. It's stalling out up
No!
there. Okay.
Keep it stepping, guy. Okay.
Move along, move along.
Hello.
Hey, you're changing shit up on us. What's that?
I wanted to change it up.
Hey-oh. Hey-oh. That was good. Wow.
Welcome back to Tea and Toasties. I'm one of your hosts, Sabrina.
And I'm Rich.
He's the other one. Oh my God.
Well, I didn't do it because you were changing shit up.
Oh no, you can't change that top.
Okay.
And welcome back, or to, I already said Tea and Toasty. Welcome to episode 26.
26.
That was a rough landing. That God.
You stabilized. You landed that plane.
Yeah.
And that was just the intro.
That was just
Wow.
the intro, folks.
Let's open up those exits and jump.
Yeah,
Let's go.
the oxygen masks have come down, everyone. 26. Pick up sticks.
Like that. Pick up the sticks. What kind of sticks?
Walking sticks. No, that's a game, isn't it? Pick up sticks.
Yeah, it is. With sticks.
It's like jacks.
Yeah, it is. I've never played.
You haven't?
No.
That seems like your era.
Yeah, when we didn't have like computer games.
No internet.
Yeah.
No electricity.
Yeah, well, we just played, we used our imaginations and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poo sticks.
No.
Have you played poo sticks? Do you know what it is?
Is this poo needle stuff?
No, it's not.
Okay, no, I don't know then. I don't know.
Winnie the Pooh sticks.
No? Like honey?
No, I don't know if it's actually from Winnie the Pooh, why it's called Pooh Sticks. Maybe they played it. Maybe Pooh and Eeyore played Pooh Sticks.
Well, it would probably be Pooh and Piglet.
Yeah, okay.
Those are the besties.
Maybe they threw Eeyore over the bridge. I don't know.
Whoa! Whoa!
Oh.
Representation for my depressed king over there, Eeyore. Come on now.
Sorry, Eeyore.
He's really going to end it all
I
now.
know. He's jumping
Jesus.
himself. He doesn't need to be pushed. Pooh Sticks. So probably Pooh and Piglet. They're standing on a bridge. Water running. Nice river coming through. And they pick up some sticks. And then you throw them over one side.
Okay.
And then you watch them land. And then you've nominated yourself a stick. And then the sticks run.
They race.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you head over to the other side of the bridge and look to see who's came through first.
I see.
Get
okay.
it? Get it?
Yeah.
Poo sticks.
This really is no internet behavior.
Exactly.
Now they have marble racing on the internet. Just a video and you pick your marble, which one you think is going to win, and it rolls down the track and does all these things.
Defeats the object.
It's the same. It's the same object. It's just videoed.
Yeah, but why would you do that? It's like, get outdoors. Get out there.
You could build a track outside for the marbles.
Exactly.
I'm sure there are if you Google that, marble racing outside, you'll find it.
Let me take my computer game, my thingy outside. That would be the way to go, wouldn't it? Now get fresh air and play computer games at the same time.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I feel I have to let the listeners in on something.
Who? What?
If I seem a bit distracted, there's a bug of sorts in here.
Bug watch.
He's kind of far away now.
Yeah, he's moved past Sabrina's head.
Basically, the quickest backstory. The other day, I couldn't find Gertie, and I was looking for her everywhere. She was in the office, in here, in the studio, in the pitch black, staring at the wall. And I was like, okay, she doesn't just do that for no reason. So I looked, I couldn't find anything, but she was set on being in here. So later on, I like tried to forget about it. I came back in just to check. She wasn't in here anymore. And I opened the door and there's like a centipede.
Centipede.
Which is just horrific. And it was
multi-leg
huge.
bug.
I don't think it's the same one. That one looks like a
How
baby.
would you know?
So there's babies. Because
Okay.
I was up close personal with it. I smacked it like 5 times
Shit.
with my slipper and it was like, bleh, bleh. And then it went in under the floor, like in the floorboard, like
It limped
in a
off.
hole that it should not have fit in.
They do that.
And then its little ass was hanging out a little bit still.
What?
So I tried to like stab it
Right.
and then it like scurried fully into the wall.
You were really after this fella.
And I was like, I literally felt nauseous afterwards. It grossed me out so
Wow.
much. So now every time I come in here, I'm like,
Is he
on
around?
edge.
That dude's dead.
I don't know. It's probably him. So now we've watched this one climb up the wall, over the ceiling, above my head, and now he's over there.
He's being peaceful over there on his own.
I guess, yeah. I'll let him go for now. Rich said he was gonna kill him, but he's not coming down.
Well, he's got to the zone where I could actually get him now with a brush. A
Should we
sweep,
get him?
if you want?
What if he falls on your head?
No, he won't. I can sweep him down from there and then stamp. Oh, Gertie wants in.
Of course she does.
She wants to eat it.
She's like, you're talking about a bug?
I'll have it.
All right,
Let's
well.
get it because I fear it will be distracting.
What?
Because you're gonna you're gonna keep watching
makes
it
you say
around the whole thing. It's gonna do circuits.
That's not what I saw. Mine was way bigger.
All right. This is its baby. It's looking for its mom that you killed. It's an orphan.
No, that's a centipede.
Get in. Let me extract alive.
No, kill it.
What?
Kill it.
Feels bad.
You feel bad now? Yeah. You just put him in the stairwell, didn't you? It's fine.
But he's really gone. He ain't making it back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're coming hot off the tails of a pretty banger episode.
Right. Which one was that? 25?
Yeah, 25. That was my favorite ep, I think, so far.
Favorite ep ever. I always say that after every ep. But
Do you?
yeah, that's my favorite. That's my favorite so far. But to be honest, I think we both knew after recording that one that it just had that had all the things. Mm-hmm. All the thing. It had the formula, if you like.
Ravioli, ravioli. Give me the formula.
That's probably from a
They'll
commercial.
know.
Okay. They'll know.
They'll know.
Like-minded people will know of my gen.
It had, yeah, and then I did the edit in one day.
Who does that?
Yeah, I was stoked on
That's
it.
never been done, right?
You know.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but not the day of recording.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's, I think, when we both knew, well, that probably confirmed it for you when you did the edit day of and finished
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
that, that's a good ep. And thanks to Alex for dropping in.
Yeah, he
Making
actually
it.
listened to it.
What?
The whole ep.
Yes.
I actually listened to the episode
Well, it must have been good.
after it came
Right,
out.
right,
That's
right.
how you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it had a formula, right? No, we'll bookmark that. Let's come back.
What?
Yes.
Oh my days.
Yes.
You can't decide.
This is stop, start, stop, start. And I'm worried. Here's my worry, my concern now is that we've hit the dizzy heights of 25.
We've peaked at 25.
Yeah. And that's the thing we were talking about. Yeah, we peaked at 25. We're talking about like if you're raising your expectations.
Oh, see, no, but this is what we talked about
Last week.
to death last week.
Yes,
you can't
to
do
death.
that.
You can't do it.
Also, that you just said my fear right before when you said never mind, when you said it was a formula. No, it wasn't. It was the opposite of a formula. That episode, it was all
chaos
over the
theory.
place in chaos.
Chaos theory.
So my fear was like, you're going to be grasping for that again, which is going to lead to, yeah, look at that
Oh,
face.
you know me so well.
Yeah, which is going to lead to the opposite
Mm.
because you can't plan for that.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
But I feel like you're going to be like, so,
What
and
if-
you like teeing up some kind of bit, which, you know, is my fear. Because I can always smell it.
Yeah, yeah. You know what's coming, don't you?
Yeah. But,
Scratch that then. My plans are gone for the day.
yeah, no plan, no formula.
Okay. Not even, I mean, I felt it had like the Colonel's 11 secret herbs and spices. There was something going on in with it.
It did.
It did. It
Well-
had our own secret spices and 11 herb things.
It was us just being kind of crazy to begin with. The vibes were,
Vibes are vibing.
it's probably the mold in my house
Right.
seeping into our brains.
We were high on mold spores.
Yeah. And then the Alex drop in, and then that was just his own little separate segment of chaos, and then shifted, and then just, the crazy in-depth talk, and then the little bits. I mean,
Oh, the music. I loved the little music caught in the jukebox.
yeah.
Yeah. There was, listening back to it, I don't know, did you do this too? Did you go, oh, I missed an opportunity there? There was a music opportunity.
Yeah, a little bit. Also, I was listening back and I was like, this little rat, you were planting seeds the whole time that I didn't even pick up on until after.
Like
I think
what?
when I was editing and listening back.
Then you know.
You're like, oh, it's like your expectations were met. And I'm like, yeah, huh? And I kept going on and on. And they're like, I know, it's like something like you expected it to happen. I'm like, listening back, I'm like, oh my God, he was teeing, because that was the part that you knew was
Yes,
planned
of
the whole
course, of
time.
course.
So you kept,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying is like, if you're trying to plan for some silly bit, the whole ep, you're going to be like, and then this. And I'm like, oh my God, what is he teeing up?
I was
You
just
know?
priming you ready to talk,
Yeah.
like, to get the brain ready for expectations talk.
Yeah, priming the lab rat for its.
Well, hold
test.
on. Oh, you hold on because there's more cheese in this
I know.
in this maze for today.
There's always cheese. There's always cheese.
Can you find the cheese? You got to get through the maze.
Oh, well, I mean, on the ep, I do have some mentions.
Good, because I got a few, but I think yours are going to be better than mine. Let's go. Maybe they're the same.
We don't compare.
Maybe they're the same.
So first off, no, they're definitely different, I think. First off, Cotton Eye Joe.
Did it?
Yes, that.
Yes.
I was listening back
Mm-hmm.
during the edit. There were some things that I cut during that Cotton Eye Joe segment.
The words.
And yeah.
Yeah.
And because during the edit, I was like, you know what? I am curious about this song. What does this mean? Because
okay,
there were
good.
theories, right?
Yeah.
I looked it up and I found so many different theories on what it is, right?
Okay.
And I just feel I have to speak on this in
Yeah,
case some people
okay.
were listening and they were like, no, it actually means this. And I
I'm
need to
interested.
clarify that I was ignorant on that. There is supposedly some racist connotations to
what
it.
did we went with STD, right?
Yeah,
As I remember.
I cut this part because I was like so
Right.
confident in it because this is just the little kid rumor I had heard,
Okay.
you know, and
Okay.
growing up was
Yeah.
that it was like an STD and something, which also applies.
Hmm.
But then I was Googling and some people say that it might be about something in the slave times and like crazy stuff, you know? And I was like, oh my
Wow,
God.
okay.
Reading it and I was like, that's not ever what I would have thought.
That's not what I've been told.
That's
No.
not what I am thinking when I'm listening
Okay.
and having a fun time with this song.
Yeah.
So I just felt
Right.
I needed to address that just in case,
Yeah.
you know, some people are like, what? She's just out here proudly loving this
Right.
racist song
I get ya.
potentially.
Yeah. All
But
right.
I don't know. So yeah, that I felt I had to clear that up.
Well, mate, so you dug deep. Did you like triangulate your sources? Where did you get your info from? And have you got like the person who wrote it? Have they explained
No, I don't
what
know.
the meaning
And
was?
also it's old song.
Oh, really?
Like I wouldn't be shocked if this was true.
All right.
I think it's all speculation is what I
Yeah.
read, but I basically just like on the front page of Google from
Yeah.
various different
Yeah.
sources, majority of them were saying this. So I didn't really look into it much further because I was like, that's all I need to see.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean, 'cause
just the
even
fact that bit was there as a
Yeah,
possibility.
even if people are thinking that at all,
Yeah. Right.
then it is a thing that's out there.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was
Ooh.
not thinking that.
So you will no longer be doing the Cotton Eye Joe dance or putting it on the jukebox.
I don't know. I just didn't want to be like, oh, I
Yeah.
was well aware of that, and I was still saying all
Yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
which
I get
wasn't. I mean, really, the only thing I like about that song is the dance, and I find it fun
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's that.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Good mention.
just clearing that up.
Listening back, me too, on the I should have done a little music seg there. There was one that really jumped for me. You said Against All Odds for something or other, and we missed the opportunity for the Phil Collins there.
I don't know it.
The Phil Collins Against All Odds.
Let's hear it.
Da 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 da. Da 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 na, 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 na.
Nope, I don't got
Take
it.
a look at my face.
Take a look at my girlfriend.
No.
She's the only one I got. We said we weren't doing this again.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
true.
okay. I didn't clock that one. And then the last one is not, this was just a realization I had.
Good, because I had one of those also.
Sweet. We're realizing things.
Yeah. I love the real-time realizations. We're unpacking shit.
It's also like, I'll say these words. You're right about listening to the episode.
What?
I know.
What?
I said it. I said the word that pained me.
Are you going to edit that out, though?
Yeah.
Can we just, when you do the edit, can you just do "you're right" and then clone it?
Yeah, over and over. It's just the whole rest of the episode, just that. Yeah. That would be like your text tone for me when I text you. So you can hear it over and over again. Because I listened back to the episode like for the first time ever, pretty much. With
it's sweet
the
when you do
eps.
that. Yeah.
So listening back, I'm listening to our discussion about the expectations, and I was like able to remove myself, or at least just hearing it back. I was like, oh. And that one part specifically where I was talking about how I don't like that. I was like, what's that feeling? I can't explain that feeling
Of praise, that part?
of praise. I wouldn't even call it praise. It was like just
You weren't calling
people
it that.
acknowledging, oh my God, you did that thing. Wow, look at you, that. And I was like, I think I don't like it because it's like confirming my insecurities and my guilt and shame about myself.
Okay.
Like
Say
I'm like,
more to that.
they expect me to do this like thing.
Performance, almost?
No, I'm trying to think of an exact scenario. Okay, like I think I did the cleaning the room scenario in the last episode, so we'll just do that.
Okay, stick
which
to
that's
that.
not really, that doesn't
That's
apply to
fine.
me anymore. But if like all day I'm like, oh, my room's such a mess, I'm such a slob.
Yeah.
I have to clean my room. Oh, like I'm so
Okay.
lazy. And then I do clean the room and the person's like, wow, look at you cleaned your room. What they're basically saying is, oh, wow, you're not a lazy slob like I thought you were. It's like they're agreeing with me. I'm like, no, get out of my head. Yeah, it feels like they are acknowledging
Because you're already...
the feelings I'm having about myself
Right.
already.
Yeah. Because you've been absorbing those thoughts about yourself that aren't too nice. And then for someone to reaffirm that, it's like, oh, look at you. And it's like, yeah, but this is
It's
a
like,
chuffy
oh, wait,
badge
you're
situation
aware?
here.
You're aware of
Yeah,
this? And
yeah,
it's like, do
yeah.
you also think these things I'm thinking about myself?
Right.
It feels like I've been exposed and now they're thinking the same things I am.
getcha.
I think that's what it is.
But it would only work in that kind of situation and that kind of expectation, and something that you're thinking, oh, any fucker could do this and should be doing this.
Yeah.
It's not anything where exciting.
Yeah, no.
It's more basic stuff.
Yeah. Or like if I ever show up early to work and you're like, oh my
look
God.
at you.
I'm like, look at me, what? Isn't this what I do every day? Like, let's just ignore it,
So
right?
what I've done is compound
Or it's like-
the thoughts where you're like, surely I can get up and get out and get on time to work.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just a piece of shit and all that, you know?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It is a bit different because we are actively talking about it and like tips and tricks and like,
Working through it, understanding it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that is different.
Yes.
Right. That was just an example, you know?
But it's a good one.
Yeah. And that is a thing I always have of like, people are going to find me out. It feels like, oh, I'm tricking everyone. I've talked about this before, maybe not on the pod, but in past relationships, that's been a big fear of like,
Right.
I feel that I'm not, but I feel like they're going to discover the real me any day now.
Yeah. And they're going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
Where, it's kind of like the pedestal thing. And they're going to be disappointed when they find out
it's just that.
their imagination of what they think of me isn't exactly ringing true with what I know. And it's like, oh, you discovered the real me. Peek behind the curtain. Woohoo, here I am, kind of
find
thing.
me out. Yeah.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
I love how we can do that real-time realize shit.
Yeah. Realize.
Like that.
You know that?
No, I love it.
It's better on paper. Real eyes.
Oh,
Realize. Real lies.
it's brilliant.
Get it?
Yeah.
That's a fun one.
Yeah. I was actually now just writing it out on the piece of paper in the front of my eyeballs, and it worked.
Yeah.
That's great. Never heard it. See?
Yeah, it's turned almost like into a meme these days, but
Of course.
I know everything.
Everything is a meme.
Everything's a meme.
Yeah, even that's a meme.
A meme is a meme.
It's a very meta meme.
Well,
What was the other realize? Oh, there was something, as I was listening back, and I thought there's something we could...
you listened back?
I did.
Anyways, so what was your realization?
There was something you said, and as I was listening back, I was like, this needs to be explored a little more.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was the something about delusional. You said you'd seen some meme possibly, or something, a quote.
Oh yeah, you have to be delusional to be successful.
That's it.
Yeah.
That led on to a very brief discussion about as if, you know, the idea was that you're perhaps thinking and thinking and thinking and overthinking things, and it's kind of like making up barriers to reasons why that you can't achieve something and be successful, right? And then the part of that being delusional is you got to fucking forget all that and just be crazy and go for it, right?
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
And then you explained that, you know, it was like, as if I can do that,
Yeah.
and as if, you know, I'm going to be able to achieve this thing. And it was very much piling on yourself and
Yeah.
giving yourself so many reasons why you couldn't achieve such a thing. And then you mentioned like, but I haven't got the experience. I haven't done the things. And then you draw on the
how can
experience
you know?
to
It's
achieve
no
the things and
experience.
gain
Yeah.
confidence and all that thing. And then, you know, I didn't at the time, it didn't play out in my mind. I like to just flip those things, obviously.
Yeah.
There's as if, and then there's what if.
Oh.
If you could just, you know, reframe that whole thing, and you're saying like, as if I could do that, how the hell is that going to happen? And then if you just very slightly tweak and go, what if I could do that?
This is so us.
Oh, I know.
Jesus. I am as if, and you are so
if?
what if? It's like the dreamer and the realist.
Right.
Like that is us.
Yeah.
Because my brain immediately goes to like, what's the point of saying what if? Because then because then I'm just, it's all imagination and fake. You know, it's like daydreaming is what if is to me.
Yeah. Daydreaming, imagining.
But I understand the sentiment, of course, right? And it's easier said than done.
It is, absolutely.
But don't you think some things are just as if?
Oh, yes. There
And
are
there's
some as
no-
ifs.
It just is as if.
It is an as if, but it can also be a bridge to a what if.
How do you know what is an as if and what needs to be taken to what if?
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's when your realistic brain benefits you, because you can kind of sift through the as ifs, I would think, and go,
Yeah.
well, hang on now, that's a real as if, that's a weighty one. This
Yeah.
one we'll put in the middle because this one's got potential to be a what if I do this. There's a lot of ifs, buts and maybes, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think, like, whereas a dreamer, an imaginista, or an imagineer.
Rich is an imaginista. Yeah, girl. Pop off queen.
Please take that out.
No,
It's staying in. I shouldn't have even said that because now I know it's staying in. All right. An imagineer.
It's too late. We already know what you are.
Oh, God.
So, as the queen that you are.
Right. Yeah, I've just lost my train.
No.
It's gone. My thoughts.
Well, you were
have
saying like a
left
what if
the station.
as someone who is the dreamer. But basically, you said like as the realist, it's like that helps me. The as ifs. But then you're saying as the dreamer, the what ifs. I think you were going to say like it helps you too in different ways. Like
Yeah.
it's like opposite ends of the same thing.
It is. It's
Or
yeah.
like my as if protects me.
Yeah, you're as if it protects, it helps you and hinders you.
Yeah.
You
and
know,
your what if helps
and hinders. Mm-hmm. There is a real happy medium, and I think it's just through the experiences of either doing or not doing.
What's the middle one? But if.
But if, yeah, just if.
That's kind of a good one though. But if.
But if.
It's like I can't do this.
But
if I do this, then I can achieve the what if.
The what if.
Yeah.
As if, but if, what if.
We figured it out. Because I do find my as ifs, it saves me a lot of time. At least that's what I'm telling myself.
And heartbreak.
I mean, because there's so many things that I have tried, and then I can just step back and look and say, okay, well, I already have put in this much time. I've only gotten this far. Realistically, timeline, I'm only going to be this further ahead in the future. So then I'm like, well, okay, not worth it.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff.
Yeah, you're saving yourself some time, resources, heartbreak, money, all those things.
Yeah.
Because you're talking yourself out of it.
Yeah.
Because you're analysing what's the upside. Is it worth more of my effort?
Yeah.
It's like as if, a real life example, as if I could start a podcast. But if we put this together, that together, and I can find a co-host to help me out and stuff like that.
What
if
this happens?
It becomes a thing and it blows up.
You just did it. We should teach a class.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true. I would like to say I never had an as if with the pod, but I guess I probably did.
Fears, excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what you probably did was assessed, thought, and if it's something, I think this might be the difference. If it's something that you're really like, I can imagine it. I want to go after it. I'm curious enough to test this thing out a little bit more than my usuals. Mm-hmm.
It definitely is just a difference. And because it's like, if you really wanted to, you would.
Yeah. You got to have the want.
Yeah.
Whereas I think maybe my thought process is the as if doesn't come into the equation. It starts further along the track.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you noticed we reference a lot of train stuff, tracks, stations?
I think that's just...
Train of thoughts. Is it just an analogy that people use?
Yeah, it's a human thing, I think. I don't think we're like a train podcast.
Yeah, okay. All right.
There is a lot in the world. Get on the right track. Stay on track.
Stay on track.
Chugging along.
It's lots of train stuff.
Which does remind me, I want to do like a trolley problem situation one day.
I'd love to do a trolley problem.
Yeah, which is like a callback to our ethical conundrums.
Yes. Do you think we'd come up with similar? No, I think we'd be different.
Yeah.
So different answers.
Oh, different answers?
Yeah.
Probably, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's like when we just got rid of the centipede. You're like, squash it, kill it.
Oh my God, yeah, that took a turn.
Yeah.
And then you literally had your foot in the air, and last second you were like, I can't.
I know.
You looked at it for too long.
Yeah. I named it.
And I said, don't do that.
Yeah. Once you name it.
We had this discussion off pod.
Probably.
And on pod probably about bugs and how I'm getting more sentimental towards killing bugs and stuff.
Right. Yeah, you did say that.
But centipede is, I don't care.
Fair game.
Especially if it's in my home. Get out.
Yeah.
Get out of here. You've already crossed the line.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. They're in my home.
Eggs.
They're crawling in my ears when I sleep.
Ooh, earwigs.
Is that a myth? Do they actually crawl in your ears?
Earwigs?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's why they get their name.
Yeah.
But they don't wear wigs either.
They just wig me out.
Oh.
Stupid.
Staying in.
Stupid. Well.
Yeah. I think that's all the mentions.
I think so, yeah.
And callbacks and stuff. So that's a lovely segue.
Yeah?
Into what's next.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Do you know what's next?
No.
Can you look in your crystal ball and tell me what you suspect could be next?
Well, this has just turned into the format of the episode, if we want to go there about formats.
Yeah.
Which is, you think up something, and I am just like, okay.
Going in blind.
Surprised.
Yeah.
Which at first was only birthed out of just me not having the brain and doing the edit all week and then being like, oh shit, I haven't thought about it. And you being like, that's all good. I got this idea.
Right.
But now it's like, I kind of like it.
Okay.
Because it's testing me. It's like putting me on the spot.
Yeah. Which you're
with certain things.
You're good at. You're very good at.
Yeah, which I find fun.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, so I'm ready. I know you had in the spreadsheet something.
The scheduler. I didn't really red herring you this time. What I put in there was just interesting.
Interesting. Yeah.
That's something where my brain it looks at something, it thinks about this thing, and then I've got to just unravel, like pick up that thread a little bit and see where it takes me.
Yeah.
So I did that on the back of last week's ep, right? Because it was an ep that was vibing, and I thought, why? What's going on there?
We need to get that back. We gotta get it.
How do we replicate that? Is there a formula? So all these questions are running through my mind. what I wanted to do was just explore that more. How can we do that? How can we take what has been said already, like from previous episodes, and can we research, look at it, and maybe unravel a little bit why the pod works the way it does?
Okay.
Okay.
So pod on the pod.
Yeah, it's
Pod on
very
pod.
meta. It's very the pod, the workings of the pod behind the pod.
Okay.
So, of course, then my brain was like, "Oh, how can we do that? How can we do that?" And then I thought, "Oh, well, this is just staring me in the face. I'm going to chat GBT this.
No.
Yes.
He's canceled.
Hang with me. You're giving me those. Are we really doing this?
No.
I think you're going to like it.
You just know how I feel about
I know.
Chat GPT.
I know. And I thought, I was like treading carefully with it. And I thought this has to be done in a way that both of us would enjoy. And I felt that it would open up it'd be quite insightful.
Okay.
All right. So what I did, got on there and I threw in some links to YouTubes and stuff of previous episodes. And I said to it, can you use these just to give like some kind of idea what's going on with this pod and can you give us some insights in why it works and things like that? That was the prompt.
Yeah.
So we've now got like these transcripts of 3 episodes. So I randomly picked 3 episodes.
Okay.
And then uploaded these transcripts to ChatGPT. And it was like, yeah, Rich, this is gold. Yeah. I can use this.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like it was like this podcast is gold. I'm like, what did you feed it?
Yeah, right.
How much did you pay this thing?
So here's what it spat out.
Okay.
So I felt what we could do is go through this a little bit, use it as some jump off talking points, see what we think about it. There's quite a few sheets.
Okay.
And
Wait.
Yeah, go.
I'm scared.
Why?
Because, okay.
Yeah.
Stay with me.
Yeah.
If this is just AI,
Yeah.
which takes from other things and makes new things, whatever.
Right.
It's taking from our episodes we already have.
Yeah.
Shit we've already said and thought, etc.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like, now, based on this stuff, this is what you would say next. Or you could also probably think of this. And so you should say this just based on like what it thinks about us. My fear, it's going to say things that we might
come up with organically
on our own eventually.
Yeah.
But now that once I hear this, I'm never going to be able to.
You can't unhear it. Interesting.
It could fuck up everything.
Fuck.
That's how I feel.
I love that thought.
That's my
yeah, I know that's your
my fear brain.
Yeah, that's your fear brain.
Just
or it could then be a what if.
Because then I'm like, I don't want to look at this and be like, okay, well, let's do an episode from the AI list.
Yeah, no, it's not that.
Okay.
It's definitely not you should do this, you should do that, you should...
God, because this is going against all my organic.
This is true.
This is farm... What is that called? This is factory made.
Yeah, this is not farm to table.
This is not farm to table.
This is factory farming.
Pesticides. Oh, God. Okay.
Okay, tell me. I'm open to us not doing this.
No, let's just start. Because I don't even know what the hell this is.
We can stop at any point if you think this is not what I want.
Okay.
How about that?
Okay. Just had to voice my fears first.
I love, and thank you for raising that. I mean, I had some fears of my own, what your fears would be. And I wanted to make sure that this would land with you in a way that you were happy with. So, okay. Let's start.
Just go. Yeah, let's go. I'm dying.
All right. Tea and Toasties is supported by Alphabet Art Photos. March 3rd, 2024. A package was delivered. It was carefully wrapped, lovingly arranged. But what happened next shocked an entire crafting community. The customer left a 1-star review. No message, no context, just 1 star and an eerie silence.
The item was perfect. Our customer service, stellar. We even included a surprise chocolate in with the package. Who does that? I reached out 3 times. Nicely. Offered a refund, a replacement, all the things. But the silence was killing me.
Some say it was an accident, an erroneous mouse click. Others, believe it was premeditated. We traced the reviewers' digital fingerprints. Turns out they left 4 other 1-star reviews that same day.
The insanity. Can anyone stop this monster?
In a world where handmade art lives and dies by star ratings, one shop refuses to be defeated.
We're not just selling photography, we're building memories.
Support small business. Support justice. Shop Alphabet Art Photos before the 1-star serial shop killer strikes again.
And if you love it, leave 5 stars. Not just for us, but for truth. Use promo code TNT30 at checkout for 30% off your order of Alphabet Art Photos. That's etsy.com/shop/Alphabet Art Photos, promo code TNT30.
So firstly, I wanted to test out AI's credibility.
Okay.
So what it inferred from the transcripts was not just bullshit.
Okay.
You know, the prompt I gave it was, can you give us insights into this pod duo, looking at their ages, backgrounds, friendship, education, and interests? Just give us a little rundown, you know, like a personality kind of thing. I'll start with me.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So, Rich, likely age range, mid-30s to early 40s.
I guess you
Love that.
turn it off. No, I mean, you didn't plug in an episode where you've said your age, I guess. Yeah, okay.
That's brilliant. We can end there if you like. I'm
we're
chuffed.
done.
I'm chuffed.
That's great. God, I'm scared what it says for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
He presents as emotionally steady, self-aware, and reflective, with humour and mellow pacing.
Mellow pacing. Okay.
Okay. He's curious, emotionally youthful, experimental with structure, and maintains a sense of surprise in his own insights. He's more in process than in conclusion.
Whoa. Work in progress.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's decent.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. Possibly has a creative or semi-professional career, like photography,
Semi-professional.
branding, or editing.
Okay.
I don't know what it means by semi-professional. I mean, although you are not professional at
It feels-
photography.
Yeah.
It feels semi-professional.
Feels semi-professional.
Yeah, I suppose. I get paid for it. Emotionally intelligent without being therapy speak.
Oh,
More like self-taught or learned through adult relationships.
well, look at that.
Hmm.
Okay.
No, it's not wrong, is it?
No.
No. Nationality and location. There are accent clues, references, and vocab all suggest British.
Yeah.
Check.
Of course.
Specific markers like bins and bollocks, self-deprecating tone, and a sarcastic edge.
Self-deprecating tone.
All giving
Oh my
British.
God, it's all giving British.
Best guess regionally, so he's drilling down a little bit. Somewhere southern or home counties adjacent, but not London proper. You're too serene.
Is that true?
It's very true.
Wow.
Like one of the home counties is Essex. That's where I'm from. So it's like surrounding London. No, you're not London.
No.
Proper London.
Not a London boy.
Not a London boy. Education level.
Oh, fuck.
Highly literate and reflective, often philosophical.
Yeah.
Likely university educated. No, got that wrong. Wah, wah.
You just sound smarter than you are.
Well, I went and then I had to.
Or that's not what I mean. Like, more educated than you are.
You sound
Hold on,
smarter
hold on,
than you
hold
are.
on, hold on.
You're good at bullshitting it. Possibly in creative arts, media, or humanities field.
Oh my God.
May also be self-educated, post-academia via books, podcasts, and long internal spirals.
Okay, so pretty much everything they're saying.
Yeah.
You're either educated or you're not.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it me?
Nearly.
Okay. So
Hold
I thought you were about to pass it on.
on. I got a little bit more. I've got sports that Rich possibly excelled at in school.
Okay. Excelled. Okay.
Badminton or table tennis.
You'd mentioned badminton in one of them.
Yeah, I suppose. I was
don't
leading the
think-
witness.
Yeah.
Focused, minimal chaos, good hand-eye coordination, not overly aggressive, but deceptively precise. Also possible cross-country running, a solo sport with room for internal monologue.
You do be running,
I do be running now.
but they didn't mention soccer.
No.
Football,
so kind
sorry,
of gutted at that.
You have mentioned many a time.
And that's a team sport,
Yeah.
which I love a team sport.
They're really drawing off of your like you're in your head stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's some hits and misses there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense
Yeah.
from the information it has.
I
you
mean,
know?
it's limited info.
Yeah, and it really depends. I mean, a lot of episodes have a lot of stuff going on. Some of them just have like one central theme. So it really, I guess, depends on which episode, you know.
Yeah. So next up, Miss Sabrina.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Gimme.
Are you okay with like the sort of stuff it's delivering?
Oh yeah, I thought it was gonna be like. I didn't think it would be like guessing us. I thought it was different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like personalities. You know, just what it's inferring about us as people.
Yeah.
So good with that.
I was afraid it would be like, this podcast is about this and this and this, and they do this and this, because then it feels like, do we have to stick to that? You know what I mean? That was my fear. It was I don't want to get boxed in mentally.
Boxed in, yes. And then you're like being very skewed towards that thing.
Yeah.
Okay. There's that.
I can't wait to see what sports it says I play. Aha.
No pre-reading.
Okay. Sabrina likely age range, late 20s to early 30s.
Spot on.
Good. I was worried about that.
You worried?
I was.
Okay. Go on.
Sorry, I keep rereading. Emotionally fluent beyond her likely age. She has an old soul cadence. I have heard this before.
It's been said.
Cultural references point to a millennial cusp energy. Oh my, not AI fucking bullying me. Yeah, she's giving a millennial energy. So quirky and random. She's emotionally literate, self-aware, spiraling, therapy aware, casually references things like generational trauma, the jokes about burnout in a way that suggests personal experience over theoretical insight. Very true. Okay. Generational trauma. That's a little jab. Has a creative adjacent job, likely in media, design, or communications.
Okay.
Not editing though for me, editing for you though. Which is odd.
It's very odd. It must have just found a certain thing. We were talking about editing, and perhaps I was doing the editing that week.
Yeah.
So that's the problem with this.
Yeah.
It's a very just a very distilled amount of information
I would
that it's
love
using.
to see what it is for everything. Nationality and location. A southern raised, emotionally intelligent narrator with the vibe of someone who read Mary Oliver and watched The OC in the same year. Note, Mary Oliver poems are known for their vivid imagery, plain language, and sense of wonder at the natural world.
That word.
Whoa, I guess I have to read some Mary Oliver. She's got front porch vulnerability, a poet's moral compass, and a millennial's ability to turn breakdowns into content. Breakdowns into content.
What's your thought?
Do I be breaking down on this podcast a lot?
As we read, I think
freaking my shit.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, freaking shit. We're unpacking stuff.
Yeah.
We're talking about shit, and it's real.
It is true.
And we're dealing with concerns on our minds and the little spirals and shit like that. So I guess so.
That is funny. Okay. Education level. Emotionally and culturally fluent, either a creative writing, psychology, or arts degree, or learned the hard way via therapy, work, and journaling.
Okay.
That is very true. I definitely learned the hard way.
The hard way, yes.
But I did like creative writing growing up.
Yes.
And psychology and arts. Okay.
That rings true.
Knows how to speak therapy language fluently, which means either formal training or adjacent exposure through wellness support roles or deep reading. Sports, Sabrina excelled at in school. Here we go.
What you good at?
Cheerleading, but the competitive, not cute kind. I'm very emotional, according to AI.
Yeah.
Emotional performance meets exacting physicality. Loud, expressive, choreographed spirals with an undercurrent of grit. Can land a backflip and then tell you what it meant emotionally.
I like
Jesus.
That. Wow. How did that backflip feel for you?
See, now this is where I'm like, oh my God, do I talk about my feelings too much? Maybe even dance or drama sports like gymnastics or performance-based athletics could also have been the surprisingly competitive one in softball who refused to stop talking but still hit every ball.
Okay. Oh, how are we feeling so far? Where are we now? What are we up to?
It's about to go to the age inversion lens.
Okay, I think that would be quite interesting. What do you think about?
Yeah, it makes sense
so
based on what it knows for sure.
Yes. I think that's what we should keep in mind is that for what you said basically is don't let it, are you reading on?
No, I'm going back.
Okay. Is not let it then from this point forward guide. I'm not going to go, oh, AI has psychoanalyzed me and it thinks I'm this.
No, it is interesting. It's
but it's
also
interesting.
Interesting. That you did this because it ties into your like, I want to know what people are thinking. You're reaching for compliment or praise. Dare I say that? Can I say that?
You can say that. I think that's partly it, but it's also my curiosity. It's that pulling at that thread and digging a little deeper and, you know, wanting to know what's going on, you know.
Yeah.
Who am I? Who, you know, that sort of thing.
Who am I? It is also the thing of like you're too close to yourself. Not you specifically, but seeing yourself on paper and traits and stuff is like, it's hard to do. If you were to say, okay, now analyze the past episodes, now explain and give me these same prompts.
Oh, for you?
Yeah. It'd be different because it'd be like what I think about myself, what I want. What I want myself to be.
Yeah.
There's also just too many other factors.
Yeah.
Like, well, someone told me this once, so I guess that's true, or it's not true. And I would like this to be myself, but is that actually myself? Or I know this is true, but then, maybe I've changed, or like, there's just too many other factors to like land on certain things about yourself.
Yeah.
For me, I find it's difficult.
But it's basically what every other friend, human being is doing anyway, just over a longer period of time.
Right, with way more scenarios.
And way more
details.
information, yes.
Sure.
They're making summaries in their minds about you, kind of.
Yeah. Okay, so this says Age Inversion Lens, quote, old soul, young heart. Sabrina, 28. Old soul, which I am 28. Did you plug that in?
I told it afterwards.
Okay, because I was about to say, oh, hello.
Yeah.
Brings emotional wisdom that feels like it's been earned over decades. Often plays the emotional historian, cataloging feelings, naming nuance, catching herself mid-pattern. True. Speaks with the gravity of someone who knows what certain spirals mean, not just how they feel, but still retains a playful, impulsive edge, which gives her narrative color and performative charm. Then it says key energy.
Yeah. Key energy, a therapist in training, a stand-up comic on the verge of a catharsis.
Whoa.
And a poet with a laundry list. Oh.
That's me, guys.
That's it.
That's me in a nutbush. All three of those names.
Right? Oh.
It is interesting to boil everything down into that. Because like I said, we do so many different things on the pod, talking and then like the jokes and then the thinking and all the things. So for it to say, what was it again?
It's a therapist in training. You go.
There's the therapy and training thing, which
right at the top.
Makes sense.
Absolutely.
The therapizing and all like thinking. And I have thought about that as a career in the past.
You'd be good at that.
Thank you. But then I was like, I don't know if I want to, because then there's nothing worse than a therapist therapizing you, like when you're not a client. You know what I mean?
Says the wannabe therapist.
It's true. So then I was like, I wouldn't be able to live my life in this way if I was an actual therapist, because everyone in my real life would be like, shut the fuck up.
Hey, but maybe that's the key for you then, is listen to other people's fears and spirals, and then you'll be like, fucking hell, I'm done for the day. I just need my brain to be on the chill.
That's true, but then I would be a very different person, I think.
Yeah, you'd be thinking about that.
Like, I wouldn't be talking about this stuff on the pod.
True.
Like, I like to give advice if I can, or relate to someone in some way. And I feel like I wouldn't do that if it was my actual job. I have thought about this.
I'm sure.
You can't tell. And then a stand-up comic on the verge of catharsis is funny.
That's great.
I guess that's just like my humor and my jokes and shit. And then a poet with a laundry list. A tortured poet.
Oh, nice reference.
Right. Okay, let's go to you.
Okay. Rich, 52, young at heart. Approaches life with emotional curiosity rather than closure. He's still processing, not pontificating. Often surprised by his own insights in the best way, showing openness to growth and contradiction. His tone is playful, humble, present, not legacy focused or wisdom heavy like many others in their 50s.
I would agree.
Finds meaning through experience, not dogma. This keeps him agile, relevant, and emotionally fresh. Key energy. A philosopher barista. An Imaginista.
Imaginista barista.
A philosopher barista. A quiet mischief maker. And a 25-year-old intern in a 52-year-old's edit bay.
Oh my God. Okay, so it's probably just us talking about the edit and that
Must
one thing.
be.
Like you're like new to the editing and the intern. What did that say? The one right before?
A quiet mischief maker.
Quiet mischief. That's you. You be making mischief. But sneaky mischief.
The little jokes. And pranks.
Little experiments.
What this reveals about your dynamic.
Oh.
So, apparently,
Okay, here we go.
we are inverted mirrors. Rich brings youthful levity to heavy topics. Sabrina brings soulful depth to light moments.
So I bring the mood down. Is kind of what they're saying. I bring soulful depth to light moments. I don't think anyone wants that.
No, we do. There's time. There's
I just
moments
did
and
it.
time for all of it. Yeah. Bringing that energy down. This gives the show a unique magnetic field. It's a complementary thing.
Yeah.
Old soul and young heart meet at the same table, drinking tea and spiraling together in emotional stereo.
Isn't that funny? Okay. I do feel like this is kind of helpful because we have said, you know, we're similar but different. And it is kind of quite literally putting it on paper. I'm the young in age person and you're the older in age person. But I'm an old soul, and you're young at heart. So it's like we've swapped bodies. You know,
the body swap.
like
Right.
you are older but younger at heart, and I am younger but old soul. So we have both things. We both have both parts of each other. You know, and that's like it's like I can relate to you on the old soul level, and then you relate to me on your youthful, young at heart level.
Yeah. Complementary.
Yin and yang.
It's a yin and yang situation. Yeah. It goes into that a little bit more. In fact, what you've just summarized there from this.
Okay.
And this is what it all means creatively.
Okay. Your age gap isn't felt because you're emotionally close in process, but it does give listeners a life stage bridge. One host always feels like me now, the other like me in 15 years. You are multi-generation tongue twister. Generationally resonant without even trying. Sabrina anchors younger listeners who are emotionally mature. Rich anchors older listeners who are emotionally open.
Okay.
This inversion is your superpower.
We have a superpower.
Most shows have wise elder versus chaotic youth. Tea and Toasties flips it. This is our tagline. The 28-year-old brings grief literacy and moral nuance. Okay. The 52-year-old brings chaotic meme energy and tea pouring tenderness. Write that down. That's so funny.
That's a fridge magnet.
Rich brings chaotic meme energy.
Wow.
That's hilarious to me. That is you.
Wow.
You didn't even tell it that you're the one who makes all the ads pretty much. That is the most chaotic meme energy I've ever seen is those ads. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read your prompt that you gave it?
Yeah. What's next?
bit?
Yeah, go on.
You said, okay, at this point, I feel you should give me a name that you go by, or at least that you would like to be called.
I was connecting.
Oh, God, I'm scared. See, this is why.
I was connecting.
Rich is getting too close to the AI.
With our assistant.
You're doing the thing that literally you talked about at the beginning where you're like, well, it knows so much about me. I need to know about the AI now.
It's unbalanced. Right.
It says, honestly, I'd be honored, Rich.
Yay.
It's getting too human. You can call me Chai. Seems fitting for Tea and Toasties, don't you think? Warm, lightly spiced, a little structured, a little soothing. Also emotionally versatile, just like this pod. Is that why I like Chai?
It could be. But you see what he's done there, Chai. I mean, he or her.
It,
Chai. What are two of the letters in Chai?
Oh, AI.
Yes.
Whoa.
Genius.
Scary.
Scarily good.
But also it's tea.
Yes. I know it tied it in.
And it's also my favorite.
It's
Dirty Chai.
What's going on?
I didn't get it today, but.
Too clever, right?
Yeah. Okay. Now you say expand on how you think the pod is emotionally versatile, what each host brings emotionally, and how it works together. So it moves on to me. It says the emotional architect, reinforced traits, openness, high. I have a high openness.
Okay.
She uses playful creativity and tackles inner conflict directly. Conscientiousness. That's a crazy word.
That is.
Moderate. She uses task blocking and scheduling to organize stress, but often waits until a threshold of pressure to act.
A pressure cooker.
Example, vacation prep, podcast, edit, deadline. Okay, calling me out.
It's referencing there.
It is. Which is
It's giving
true.
examples.
Which I would actually say that's like
Is that you?
Because it's basically saying procrastination, and like that is like I'm always the last second seemingly.
Yeah.
It's not moderate. It's very
It's
low.
quite high.
My conscientiousness.
Yeah.
Extroversion, high, which is interesting because wasn't I an
Very
introvert in that
interesting.
test?
Yeah.
Playful, expressive, thrives in banter and social rituals. Which that is true though. I do thrive in banter and social rituals. I love that word ritual. Because I was saying I like to like jab,
Poke, find out,
Yeah.
through humor.
Yeah.
What are my limits with this person kind of thing. Yeah.
Agreeableness, high. Seeks emotional resonance and wants people to feel understood. Emotional sensitivity, high. Prone to spiraling, overthinking, and needing verbal release. Okay.
What do you think about that?
It keeps saying spiraling, which is kind of... It's about to piss me off. I'm about to spiral.
Spiral on the spiral.
I guess it's true.
It's poking at you right now.
It is. But it does keep saying do I spiral?
Dude, it's...
Maybe it's just my thought process.
Yeah,
like spirals.
it's giving spirals.
It is?
No, the thought process is giving
Right,
spirals,
you're
but they're
right.
not actual spirals.
Okay,
Some
okay,
of them,
okay,
no, the beauty of it is, and we've talked about this, is
Yeah.
what we're openly doing is we're both moving through the world and discussing things that have happened
It's like
to us.
unraveling.
We're unraveling live in real
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
And then figuring it out. We're growing together on the pod and figuring out everything.
Right. Okay. Overthinking, yes.
Yeah. Don't overthink the overthink. The overthink.
Needing verbal release. Yeah, I need to talk. I can't not be talking.
Oh, of course.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. I mostly agree.
We'll keep going. This is just more of a personality
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we've done that before.
Yeah, and it's more of a... Here it goes to contradict. I just said, like, I am me on the pod, but I'm about to say it's our pod personalities
Pod persona.
that it's
For sure.
analyzing.
Absolutely. Well done.
Yeah.
That's really a valid point.
Yeah, which does make sense because, like, in my day to day, I wouldn't say I'm spiraling, overthinking, or
No.
emotionally this and that, and therapizing and stuff. Like, but on the pod, it's just like the things that we're talking
For
about.
sure.
That's when those traits come out.
For sure. In a heavier kind of way.
Yeah.
Like, when we chat off pod, we're talking about shit that's going on.
It'd probably be like this negative, hateful bitch.
But this space feels like we're kind of both spiraling in our own way, but we're voicing just thoughts. It's just, thought streaming.
Yeah.
And, it can come off as a spiral, if you like, but it's not. It's just thinking through things.
Yeah.
It's not planned.
If you picture an actual spiral in your head, that's what we're starting at the top, and it's like bigger.
Yeah.
Going down, figuring out until we land at the very bottom in an abrupt way.
Helter
And we're
skelter.
like, got it.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah.
We spiraled.
Which is healthy.
Got to the bottom of it.
It's healthy, right?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so that was my emotional sensitivity. Okay, and then the last thing for me for my emotional, my traits is psychological cues.
Right.
Humor as a processing tool. Often jokes about things that stress her out, not to avoid them, but to own them. Example, rebrands like tea and toilets reflect her instinct to flip discomfort into comic control.
Well, that's definitely a way of dealing with things, right? I think everyone does that.
For sure. Yeah. Like
using comedy.
Yeah. Joking about things that stress me out.
Yeah.
Mental load awareness. The edit conversations reveal resentment and exhaustion from shouldering invisible labor.
Whoa! Let's dig into that. Whoa! Let's dig into that resentment.
She expresses it indirectly, mostly in comic frustration. Parentheses, quote, I haven't even come up for air. Have I said that?
Apparently so. It's on record.
Well, this makes it, I know what episode this is.
Okay.
If it's like one of the more, when you did the edit and you were like, yeah, and I was just thinking I have to do all the normal work still. And then go on to the edit like, oh, how am I going to do this? And I said, welcome to my world, which is like a joke. But
yes,
I would never say like,
no.
which is, it's funny that it's saying that is resentment because I do not have resentment towards you about doing the edit at all. You know that.
I know that.
On air and off air, I have said,
yes.
I have to do it.
Yeah.
It's, if anything, resentment with myself almost, which I don't even think that's true. It's just like, it's the love-hate we've talked about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I just think it's interesting, but also telling that obviously you just can't, we can't take this as a gospel. It's not written, it's not chiseled out, and this is not true.
Yeah.
Not all of it is true.
Yeah.
You got to read between the lines a lot on this.
True.
Yeah. It's true. You are resentful.
But it's also but it's also the thing of I have talked about before, like, are people hearing it in that way?
Oh.
How are they hearing it? Like during the edits, I'll cut stuff because I'm like, that sounded not the way I meant it to sound. So then I'm like, are people thinking, are they thinking I'm resentful?
Intention
in the way I'm
versus
saying
impact.
If AI is thinking I sound resentful.
Wow. But is AI reliable? But then if you ask someone you know, then they're skewed from their perspective. They're not reliable. No.
I think more reliable than AI though.
They know you more.
Yeah, I want to know what people who actually know me think about me. Because also I care about their thoughts.
Exactly.
And feelings towards me, not AI.
All right. But what about the 5 Dutch guys who are listening in their little
or the one Dutch
group?
person who's listened to 5 episodes.
Yeah, right. That. What are they? Because they're strangers.
I'm just happy they're here.
We don't care.
I'm just happy you're here.
You can think what you think.
Yeah. Next one is validation anxiety. Uh-oh. She worries about how she's perceived.
Wow. We were just talking about that.
Just quite literally said that. Examples. I hope I don't sound like I'm turning this all into being about me, quote, which drives a self-monitoring loop mid-conversation. During conversation, probably not. During the edit, big time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's understandable because you're listening back to yourself.
There's so many things I've cut.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she's going again? Like, shut her up. And I'll delete. Right. And then it just sounds like, you're talking. I'm like, love it.
Right.
Great.
But that's you self-monitoring. What?
But that's what the AI is hearing, the edited version. So that makes sense. Because
Good fucking point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not hearing, they're hearing the edited, which is the version, which is this.
That we're presenting.
Yeah. Which is the way I want it to sound. Okay. Last one is emotional role fluidity. She's both the exploder. Okay. And the analyst.
Oh.
She will spiral. Is that word again? And then analyze her own spiraling. Very meta aware.
Oh.
I will. I'll spiral and be like, well, but then I'm doing that thing. I just did it without the edit.
Right. But that's, for me, that's such a massive trait, positive, because you're very self-aware.
Yeah.
And I think that's to be applauded and encouraged because there's a lot of people that ain't self-aware.
Yeah.
And they go around the world and they're just like saying whatever.
Yeah.
And being whatever.
Don't think about what they're saying.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it as I'm saying
as
it and then reflecting real time.
In real time.
Yeah.
And then going back home and thinking about it some more, perhaps, it's keeping you awake a little bit and you're like, especially this, that and the other. But then you're reflecting and then maybe course correcting. You go, if I find myself in that position again, then I'm actually going to do it this way. People don't do that enough.
No, we've said that many a time. Okay. Next is you.
Under the same thing.
Yeah. So my thing was the emotional architect.
Oh, yeah.
And you can read yours, which I have yours right here.
Rich, the grounded facilitator. So these are my reinforced traits. These are my traits here. Openness, high. He experiments with creativity, storytelling, and philosophical reflection. Appreciates humor in process.
Yep.
Conscientiousness. I know I'm very conscientious.
Okay. Mine was moderate.
Okay. I've always been, that word has cropped up and haunted me. I mean, I say haunt. I think it's an okay thing. If you go through my old school reports as a kid,
Yeah.
that bloody word.
What is conscientious is like thinking about other people.
Well, it's kind of like you have responsibilities and you show up for them. You know, you're I was a conscientious student.
Yeah.
I knew there was things that I had to do and think about, and that I was very conscious of that.
Yeah.
And so did them.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So that's why it was saying with mine, I'm aware of them, but I wait until the threshold of pressure
Yeah.
to then do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're aware of them. You're like, defer.
Stressing, yeah.
And then it suddenly comes up and you're like, oh, fuck, I've got to deal with this thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. So then yours, is probably what? High?
High. Yeah. I'll get a little ahead of it.
Yeah.
His vacation was filled with structured task blocks, early wake-ups, and guilt over delegation.
Whoa.
Guilt-ridden.
Just riddled with guilt.
Riddled with guilt.
Why am I not working?
Yeah. I mean, we've bloody talked about that a lot. How sometimes I just can't enjoy some time, downtime. Okay. Extroversion. Medium, which I'm in the middle. That's cool. Sociable and expressive, but less performative than Sabrina.
I was going to say this. Not those words.
No. I'm sure there's better words.
Sense. It makes sense for the pod.
Yeah.
Podsinality.
Love that.
Got it?
Look at you.
Following along?
Yeah.
That mine would be high and yours would be medium, because I feel a lot of the times I'm the one that's like saying some shit and making you like come out of your thought or whatever.
You're so good. Yeah. You're coaxing me along. It's like, come on, enjoy it. Here we go. This is a ride we're on. You're bringing the thing, the talking point and the energy.
Yeah.
And that brings me along too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreeableness. Very high.
Yours says very high.
No.
I didn't know there was a very high option.
Yeah. Okay. What did you get? High?
Mine's just high.
Right. I'm very high. Consistently accommodating. Validates Sabrina. Avoids interpersonal escalation. Unpack that.
What is interpersonal again? Is that like between us two? It's not just you?
Interpersonal escalation. Yeah, I would say.
Okay. You do validate.
Yeah.
And then what was the first one?
Consistently accommodating.
Yeah. That's like the people pleaser-esque trait.
Well, that popped up last week, didn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair. It's on to me. Oh. All right. Emotional sensitivity. Low. I don't know.
Mine was high. Okay, what does it say?
Well, it says, rarely spirals, and when he does, it's humorous. And there's a quote, cold sweats at 5 a.m. planning out my tasks.
That was you. You did do that.
Rarely spirals outwardly.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. There's some inward spirals that we don't get to see.
It just happened just now. You're like, what? And you're like, oh, got it. Outwardly. That's the end of that. Like that could have spiraled.
Let's shut this shit down.
Yeah. You're like, oh, okay. That's that.
Yeah.
You're pondering internally for sure.
Yeah. All right. Psychological cues. Self-deference. That's very British. Tends to diminish his own contributions.
Whoa. Yeah.
I guess.
Don't really do that.
Yeah, I don't
much.
do a lot here. So I'll just get the edit done. This is a quote. I'll just get the edit done so Sabrina can have a rest. Even when he's clearly overextended.
So Sabrina can have a rest. The fuck? They took that quote as in you said that for like in the moment.
Yeah. And it was probably meant in humor.
But you meant like, I'm going to do it this week so that you don't have to do it this week.
Like you're on vacation.
Not like in the moment, like take a nap and I'll do it now.
Right.
That's like what I'm getting from that.
What I'm getting from this is it's taking, yes, it's using the whole transcript as context, but it's a real snap. It's a nutbush of a quote within the one transcript, not the bigger picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can't take it. You got to take it with all a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
Voice of reason, it continues. In conversation, he's the narrative weaver. Oh, I like that.
Wheeling and a dealing.
Bobbing and a whipping. Reframing chaos into a cohesive summary of callback. Like a bonsai tree, you're the artist and I'm the chainsaw.
Which you said this.
On
Well,
a
you referenced the bonsai in terms of us editing.
editing technique and
Yeah.
style. Yes.
But
Yeah.
that is true. I am almost too in the moment of like, I'm going here, I'm going there, I'm thinking this, and now my thoughts led me to here. Where am I now? And then you're like, okay, well, keep that thought. Back to what I said before. Now this is like this. Like you are good at recalling and staying on the theme of the episode, probably because you've thought up the theme, and I'm just here like, like just
Well,
going.
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay.
Ooh.
What's next? What's next?
Guilt. Is that word again? Fuck. Guilt motivated contribution. When Sabrina is overwhelmed, he compensates, not from ego, but from emotional loyalty.
Aw.
There we go.
Aw.
As an R moment.
Collective awe. But why guilt driven?
Why is it? Guilt motivated contribution. So when Sabrina is overwhelmed, he compensates.
I think this is just, they're really drawing a lot from that edit episode where you were saying like taking the weight off me for a week and doing the edit.
It's a fucking vacation.
Yeah. I think they're inferring a lot from that for sure.
Yeah. Time-oriented thinker. Manages stress via temporal logic. Is that like deep fried logic?
I don't, deep fried.
Is that logic tempura?
Is it, I was like, temperature? No. Or is it like temporary?
I guess it's something to do with the brain. Breaking complex challenges into chunks of time to reclaim a sense of control.
That is how you are, I think.
Yeah. Managing time
Yeah.
in different ways, whatever works at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I do time chunk sometimes. And I do sometimes, and I'll do other techniques other times. It's like, don't box me in on this, motherfucker.
Get him.
Yeah.
He's spiraling. Who's spiraling
I'm
now?
spiraling. All right. Evolving in real time. I think this is a summary. These two are not just co-hosts. They are co-processors of life. The podcast acts as a shared nervous system. Their weekly dialogue allows each to express, offload, reframe, laugh, and grow. As such, the show becomes a living journal, mapping not just what happened in their week, but who they are becoming.
Whoa.
That's deep, isn't it?
Isn't it?
It is a living journal because it's recorded, which is great to be able to, I think, it saves having a journal. We don't have to write, "Dear journal," we have this,
Yeah.
which we can then
Just getting
dip
blasted
into.
to everyone.
It's like someone having a journal
Yeah.
and they've made photocopies
Uh-huh.
and they've published it.
Yeah, scary.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
All right.
Right.
Here we go. Next bit. We'll draw a line under that and we can move on. Back to you.
Back to me.
Yeah, back to you. To me, to you, to me, to you.
Me to you.
Chuckle
okay, so that
Brothers.
was the summary, living journal. Okay. All right, here we go.
Next up.
Nature of friendship. Inferred friendship length.
Okay.
How long AI thinks we've been friends?
Or how long have we? Let's go there first.
It's what, 5?
Oh, 5 years. 2019.
Yeah, end
Yeah.
of 2019 when I
Yeah.
joined.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say we were friends
No.
till like last month.
Probably last month. Yeah. Probably. We're working on it.
Don't say that. It
No.
was a
I would
joke.
say for me, I think I saw you more as a buddy, a mate, when my mum died around that time.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that's when you stepped up and
Yeah.
yeah,
Freaking stepped up.
stepped up and just you were a proper mate.
I was the dad that stepped up. Okay.
So 2021, 4 years of friendship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Their estimation is 3 to 6 years.
All right.
There is an easy shorthand, layered banter, and mutual teasing that indicates true familiarity. They know one another's patterns. Sabrina anticipates Rich's edits or withdrawals.
Cool.
Rich knows when Sabrina's spiraling, but lets her get there herself. Wow, thank you for letting me get to there.
To your spiral. When there's that word, when's that word? Let's replace it with something else that's less triggering.
It's literally triggering me into a spiral. It's so funny. God, just proving their point.
What's your favorite pasta shape?
Pasta. Well, okay.
Spirals?
I can't. I'm about to spiral about my pasta shape. I was about to do it. Oh God, I love a shell.
Okay.
If it's like a mac and cheese, don't do this to me. I like a mac and cheese shell because I like to put the shell like at the very end of my tongue, like a little hat for my tongue with the cheese inside of it.
A tongue hat.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Very good.
Yeah, but realistically, it's probably just like elbow or angel hair.
Oh, there's so many. Don't spiral.
They're better for different. They're all better for different reasons.
Oh, that's just a real good spaghetti.
Yeah, but I don't like spaghetti as a dish.
Oh, spag bol, not keen.
No.
Is it the red sauce?
Yeah, red sauce and the meat.
Yeah. Okay. Well, take all that out.
But that's why I think I'd go with angel hair because I like a shrimp scampi with an angel hair is so good.
It's good.
Or just an angel hair with like a white, like an Alfredo kind of thing.
Good one.
But then like a pasta salad, like a cold macaroni salad with the elbow and the macaroni noodles is so good.
Okay, so let's summarize.
Mac and cheese is so good.
Mac and cheese, you can only use like is that a spiral?
The elbow.
The elbow in the mac and cheese.
Or the shell.
So,
or the tongue hat.
Because it really depends. If there's a cheese,
it
needs to sit in the shell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like a penne, I'll tell you that right now.
Penne.
Disgusting.
Penne is, hugely overrated.
Penne, more like, no way.
So let's say in summary, it depends what's going in the dish.
Yes.
And I think that's how they determine
the dish is.
what kind of pasta style they'll use.
I think that is how they work, right?
I think that's it.
Yeah. Because I have had a lot of different things with the noodle that it should not be. And I'm like, this tastes different. Ravioli, for example, is a noodle type, but it's a dish. You need those noodles for the ravioli. Spiraling. All that to say, I don't like spirals.
Okay. Not your favorite pasta.
No. There's 2 more bullet points about our friendship length.
Oh, okay, go.
Okay. Rich doesn't over-explain. Sabrina doesn't perform for him.
No mansplaining?
No, thank God. They're past the best behavior stage and into true friendship. The dynamic suggests an in-person origin. Example, co-workers or local creatives who connected through mutual networks.
There you go.
Rather than a virtual or online bond.
Huh. That's good.
Yeah, spot on.
Good insights, Chai. Well done.
I hate naming it. I forgot. I was like, who the fuck's Chai? Oh, this thing.
Well, if you name it, you can't kill it. It's like the centipede.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to kill it. We should tell it that and see what
Chai?
it says.
See what it says. All right. I'll get him back on.
Okay.
Hey, why don't we have him in as a guest one week?
Ew.
And we put...
It's like the circle.
Oh, that would be cool. Kind of like Alexa. But we... Have you got an Alexa?
No.
Alexa, where are you?
Some other people's shit's about to start going off. Hey, Siri.
That's true.
Okay, Google.
Yeah.
Any other ones we can get going?
Well, we have Chai now.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, moving on.
The next bracket or thing is why the podcast works.
All right.
Let's see here.
Is it working? Is it?
Is it even? What if it's just like, it doesn't? Pack it up.
End of.
Pack it up. Okay.
Oh, that would be interesting, though. If it just said, no, it's not fucking working, give up.
Dude, I wonder if another podcast that maybe is failing or only made it to 3 episodes did this and it was like, yeah, you know what? Well, no, we should do that. How can we make this better? And then a spiral about what they're saying. Actually, no. Now I'm not going to do it. Chai. Okay. I'm spiraling. Right. Why the podcast works. Number 1, complementary energies. We know that. Mine says, Sabrina is the emotional spark plug. Okay.
Look at that.
Expressive, humorous, dramatic, and vulnerable.
The live wire, if you will.
If you will. You have the next.
I got the next bit. Rich is the grounding wire. Reflective, dry-witted, observant, steady. I'm the ground and you're the live wire.
Okay.
Well, What does that make the other bits and bobs that are in there? The other wires?
Useless.
Useless.
We don't need
We
'em.
don't need them.
Okay.
So that's that. Relational safety. Okay, this carries on. They trust each other deeply, which allows for unfiltered unfiltered pasta.
Don't
pasta
say
spirals.
spiraling.
Which allows for unfiltered spiraling. And that's not just for you. I think we can both spiral, right? Confrontation and laughter without ego or escalation.
True that.
When one is fragile, the other flexes. When one overfunctions, the other mirrors back grace. That's nice.
Look at it. We're just perfect humans.
Right. This dynamic provides listeners with emotional safety by proxy.
Aw,
I like that.
I like that.
Yeah. Like sitting at a brunch table with friends who don't fake it.
Period. I've been saying that.
That's the tagline.
It's the tagline. Okay. That's what I try to go for in my normal life. So love it.
Meta-awareness equals audience loyalty. They're constantly analysing the show as they record.
Okay. All right. Pack it up.
Called
Pack
us out for
Pack
that.
it up. We said we weren't going to do it, and now we're doing it entirely
doing the thing.
in this episode.
Now we're doing the
and
thing.
we're being called out for doing it. Very meta.
Very meta. Yeah. Meta-awareness. Naming their moods, struggles, and creative blocks. This pulls listeners in to the making of the thing,
Okay, so this is just validating.
giving them a stake in the process.
Great. So so it's saying our listeners are a stake in this. So if you guys stop listening, the show is over and it will be your fault.
There's the warning. Yeah, it brings our listeners along on our journey
Yeah,
and makes them a part of it. It's cool.
I do. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because it's the growth of, they're along with us for the ride, seeing the growth, seeing us grow and seeing where it could go. That's pretty,
Great.
Many podcasts stay on script. Now, you can't say that about ours.
Did they say that?
Yeah. Many podcasts stay on script. Tea and Toasties thrives by being about the unscripted process of showing up emotionally each week, as Rich is reading some script.
Okay, literally, yeah. Okay, that's true. That's
Yeah.
what we
We'd be doing.
We try to do that.
Yeah,
And we said that even before we ever started recording.
right. I mean, yeah, we're using things as a jump-off point, basically.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
going off script, off trail. Realistic dual perspectives. Instead of one host driving and the other reacting, they trade off leadership in real time. That's fair. Sabrina leads when vulnerability or emotion is needed. Rich leads when insight, reflection, or pacing needs anchoring.
Okay, pacing.
Pacing or slow snail pace. This makes the show feel alive, not overproduced.
Definitely. Yeah. We don't have our like strict roles of like
No.
now bring it back here and here and here and here.
Yeah. It's a duality.
It's a ping pong, it's a
ping pong.
badminton.
It is.
Okay. Unpretentious therapy energy.
It's
That's another
definitely-
tagline.
Yeah, therapy energy.
Neither plays expert. Even when they analyze their own behavior, they do so humbly, jokingly, and sometimes sloppily. That makes them relatable, not aspirational, which is what most podcast audiences want in 2025.
Well, look at us. We're in 2025.
Yeah.
So I think that's,
How did
it's
they
going to
know
work out.
Which is true. I think I even said that before. No tea, no shade. Not that any one of them listens, but I said celebrity podcasts are kind of spent right now, especially in 2025, like they say.
Yeah.
Not many people, as many people are wanting to listen to those because it's not relatable anymore. And
Who
it's,
can relate? Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of it being like aspirational, it's like I just want to be relatable,
Yeah.
especially during now times. It's like I don't want to hear about these rich people talking about their
Shopping
lives
sprees
and their woe is me.
Woe is me, like uptown problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next is cognitive complementary. They process life differently, which prevents echo chambers and creates dynamic energy. Sabrina is verbal.
I agree, Sabrina.
I agree. You're so right. Sabrina is vulnerable, emotional, intuitive, non-linear. She externalizes her thoughts in real time, mid-spiral, mid-joke,
Right.
mid-apology.
Oh, okay. So you're unpacking as you speak. That's
Which is-
I can't do that.
Yeah.
Well, no, I do sometimes. I've just done it.
He's spiraling.
What?
Rich is internal, logical, measured, reflective. He responds with distance, perspective, and emotionally grounded thinking. Why it works. Here we go. Here's the secret formula.
The secret sauce. Here we go.
They don't compete for the same conversational real estate. Sabrina fills the emotional canvas. Rich frames the edges. Framing, canvas.
Oh,
Hello.
wow.
Ding dong.
You're printing.
I'm printing your framing. They have mastered the rhythm of one person spiraling,
Who's me.
the other listening without fixing. One person overfunctioning, the other gently rebalancing the load. One person emotionally shutting down,
Me.
the other checking in without judgment.
Okay.
This friendship has emotional agility. They adjust without resenting the need to adjust. That's rare.
That's cool.
Mutual utility without transaction.
What's that mean?
The relationship gives and takes, but never in a tally keeping way. Keeping score,
Don't
tit
keep the
for
score.
tat.
Yeah, don't keep the score.
Okay, that's the end of my page.
I'm 10-9 ahead.
Oh, you're 10 Sure, totally.
Keep score.
I think I'm 11-8 ahead.
Tiebreaker. Sabrina gives rawness, the honesty people are too scared to admit out loud. Yeah. You're going to say it as it is.
Okay.
That's
that makes me
sweet.
feel good.
Yeah.
That's what I would say I would like to be.
Yeah.
Or try to be.
How you'd like to be seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're saying what people are thinking.
I hope so.
That's great.
About myself,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Not afraid to open up a bit.
Exactly. And then you're probably encouraging people to do the same thing.
I hope so.
Yeah. And if they could do it in a London accent, then even better.
Is that London accent? You've said this before. and
Yeah,
I
it's
can't-
Cockney, mate.
Fuck,
It's Cockney.
because to me it's giving like really Southern is what I'm trying to go for.
Southern what?
Southern American.
What, that? No way.
Really?
That's not Southern.
Fuck. You've
Bamboozled.
What's that called?
I don't know. What?
Your accent isn't on to me.
Oh,
Worn off. You're 'cause I used
rubbing
to-
off.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I used to be able to do the Southern one. That was the only accent I could do. And now in my brain, when I think I'm doing the Southern accent, it's coming off
Comes out Cockney.
Cockney.
All right. Now that you've mentioned this, let
Okay.
me reveal something.
You're pregnant. I'm sorry.
We're
Okay.
going to have a gender party next week. All right. So a few pages back, when it was telling us about AI Chai was giving insights into where we came from,
Okay.
right? It pinpointed you as the Southern Belle, right?
Yep.
Before that, it came out incorrect. Yes.
What did it say?
It said, because it came out as mine first, as British.
Right.
And then it came out now Sabrina, and it came out as also British.
Whoa.
British.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I know what that is, though. It's when I'm with you, I do the slang and the lingo.
That's what it took. Yeah.
And I still,
Yeah.
I do that
Yeah.
off air, but also in my normal life. Because I remember there was one time I was like trying to explain, because my mom, shout out, she loves the rich isms, she calls them now. She texted the other day and she was like, new favorite one is like the fair fucks.
Fairfax, right.
She loves that one. We're having a conversation about that. I'm like, yeah, there's so many other ones too, like, and then my brain goes blank.
Right.
And I'm like, I say them all
They
the
just
time.
come out during, yeah.
And I don't remember, I can't think of them, what they are. But yeah, I definitely do be saying some things like that.
Oh, it's bound to, isn't it?
I mean, it doesn't hear my voice, my accent. It just hears the words. It knows the words I'm saying, the phrases I'm saying.
Yeah. I just thought that was super interesting that it like referenced some of the words that you've been saying.
Interesting.
And it could have also been from...
The ad.
Exactly.
That's what I thought
Yeah,
of too
yeah,
when you first
yeah.
said that.
And then I said, no, incorrect, Chai.
Weird.
I said, where else would you think if it's not there? And then it
Okay.
came out with Canada, Australia, anywhere but here.
Well, I guess I'm always saying, is it?
Yeah.
And I'm always mimicking you and
Yeah,
mocking you.
yeah,
and-
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I found that That was interesting. And I correct.
You found that
yeah, of course. I corrected Chai at this point.
Okay, Chai. Someone doesn't know it all.
Okay. Moving on. Spontaneity, she stirs the pot. Brings novelty, disrupts complacency. Keeps people on their toes. Yes.
I like that.
It's good, isn't it? Emotional depth. She says the thing that others are still afraid to name. Rich receives permission to explore his emotionality out loud in a safe and warm space. I thank you for that.
Yeah. And you're welcome.
A friend who values his perspective, who jokes, but listens. That's nice.
Wait, was that about me or about you?
That's what I get from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I thought, yeah.
And a dynamic that pulls him forward without pressure.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, Rich gives emotional security, the type of presence that doesn't need performance. Stabilizing energy, he slows down the conversation without stalling it. And meta insight, he names the thing behind the thing. I think we both do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Sabrina receives space to space to spiral safely without being judged.
Okay.
No judgment.
No judgment.
No. Not judging. Someone who can sit with emotional mess without trying to clean it up.
Okay.
A mirror that validates her wisdom, even when she's self-deprecating.
Oh, okay. That's true.
Why it works. They don't compete to be right. They co-create understanding. One offers the storm, the other builds the shelter.
Oh, jeez.
That's cheesy.
They've lost me now. Chai, come on.
Yeah. Identity, sovereignty. They fully let the other be themselves without emotional editing. Rich never tries to soften Sabrina. Sabrina never tries to activate Rich.
Sometimes I do.
Yeah,
I disagree.
It's required.
Yeah.
It's needed.
Yeah.
Why it works, they don't try to fix each other, but they help each other to thrive. They understand that witnessing someone fully is more fulfilling than improving them. That's a good one.
I think I like that in general with
people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't try to change, just witness, be there for who they are.
Yeah.
Right. Humor. Their laughter isn't just funny, it's functional. It breaks the tension, affirms safety, and signals attunement. Even when conflict or confession arises, their humor says, "You're still safe here, I still see you."
This is very interesting because it is kind of helpful to see, to have it all in one cohesive thing on paper, just our vibe in the podcast area and in general, because I feel that like when describing it to people, I'm like, yeah, it's like this, or like it's hard to explain kind of really what it is that we're doing here. And we went in with a different plan than kind of what it's turned out to be.
Well, it's evolving.
Yeah, especially according to Chai. Like, this is what it is.
Yeah, true. Chai has not mentioned any business yet.
Nope. It's even just like describing our dynamic. I'm like, yeah, my co-host, he's this and that. And it's like, but it works. And it's like, it's like I'm having to convince people that it's like, now this is like a cohesive.
We have some, what do you call those?
This is why it works.
Right.
Right here.
We have the answers.
Yeah.
And now we can communicate those answers into very nice
Sabrina spirals
taglines.
And I'm just here, not spiraling. And okay.
What you got?
Here it is, guys.
To summarize.
Here it is. Let's get some soft music in the background. Tea and Toasties isn't just a podcast.
In a nice, what's that, Canadian accent you got going on?
I was like, we're not just making art. Okay. Tea and Toasties isn't just a podcast. It's becoming an emotional sanctuary, a creative confessional, and a slow burning blueprint for how two people process the chaos of being human together.
Wow.
You are the emotionally intelligent alternative to overstimulating media. Listeners don't just consume this show, they identify with it.
Like
a place where overthinkers, feelers, creatives, and recovering perfectionists come to feel less alone. This podcast will grow as you both continue to grow. It's a rare and beautiful vibe. And it's why your show doesn't just sound good, it feels necessary.
Ooh. Drop the mic.
Roaring
Chai.
applause. Wow.
Wow.
It feels necessary.
Feels necessary. I like that.
You know, that is true.
It feels necessary.
Not that. That sounds like, yeah, it's true. But in terms of why I'm doing it, it's like, I don't know, it just feels like I needed to do it.
Right. There you go. There's your, what do they call that? Not a talking point, tagline.
It's our nutbush.
It's our nutbush. And then you've got that when someone then asks you about the pod, now you can just.
It isn't just a podcast, guys. It's an emotionally intelligent alternative to overstimulating media.
Oh, I get you.
Which it is true, because I do feel there's like there's so many different things out there, and a lot of it is it's 24/7 in your face all the time, and a lot of it is like high energy to get your attention quickly and move on. And I don't think that that's what we're doing.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel that I have been therapized by chai.
I'm feeling the same thing.
Feeling attacked.
A little. It has. Let's unpack that.
Let's unpack it.
Yeah.
Feeling vulnerable.
How are we feeling about that afterwards?
It feels. It's like okay,
necessary.
Necessary. Doesn't just sound great. You know, when you do the astrology or the personality tests or the it's like that, but this is drawing off of my actual words and things I have said.
Right.
Very specific things.
True.
So this one does feel a little different.
Not just what year were you born?
Yeah.
Yeah. That sort
or
of thing.
just me in certain scenarios, what I think I would do. Like, no, this is literally just shit I've said, and they're taking that and forming these ideas about me.
Some ideas, some general, some a bit more specific, based on an edited, which you mentioned, an edited version.
So it already is a version of us that I
have
curated.
Exactly.
But I'm not editing that. I'm not like creating sentences that weren't there.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like an edit soup. You're not cutting and shunting shit together.
I'm not making new stuff out of it.
No.
Yeah, so it is.
It's all linear.
It's all true.
Yes.
It's all there.
Yeah.
And real. So that does make it feel a little different in terms of like, okay.
But it's definitely not like looking in a mirror, right?
It's not everything.
No.
And it's also just our dynamic. My dynamic with literally every other person I know is different.
Exactly.
You know?
Yes.
So then all of that makes up me as a whole, not just this.
Yeah. That's another great point. Yeah, like you say, with those other things, like horoscopes and the personality tests, it always leaves me not deflated. It leaves me a little, I guess, questioning.
Yeah.
It's like getting into that 10x mirror again and kind of like, all right, we're getting in there a little bit, and it's some things that you are resonating. Yeah. And it's making you, and it's affirming some of those thoughts you've already had. And there's some like maybe a little, not home truths, but they're like, oh, I suppose so. Yeah. And it's kind of like in a, not a negative way, but it's like, do I do that? I guess I do that.
It feels like gaslighting. Because like you said, some of it can be spot on. Yeah. So then you see one that's not so spot on or something just not, that you don't think is true at all. Yeah. But then you're like, well, if the other thing was true, then is this also true? Yeah. It is a very confusing.
Yeah, it's confusing.
Kind of thing. But this one felt more
spot on, more accurate than a personality test.
But that's what you have to remember. It is accurate because it is AI and it is taking from our literal words, summarizing those 6 episodes, basically. Which then, you know, it's only taking from those, like the editing stuff. Certain things it was saying was also not true just because it was inferring from certain situations as if that was...
Yes. Right. It was taking from a very limited context. Yeah. But making very, like, some generalizations from those very limited examples. Also... And I didn't do this. I think probably we got baseline Chai, right? Like Chai was delivering in a certain style that was maybe pandering to what I wanted to hear.
Yeah. Also. I mean, because you befriended it. That's the problem. It was like, we're friends now, so I guess this is my friend.
He said that would be an honor, Rich, when I asked for his name and shit.
I'm going to do one and say, like, be mean. Critique.
Ooh, fuck. Like good cop, bad cop. Good Chai and dirty Chai.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Uh-uh.
No, I don't know. I mean, because you can feed it whatever you want.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Well, okay.
In a spiraling style.
Oh Jesus. Yeah. Well.
In a spiraling style.
Spiral.
I'll try and ground you.
Oh, this is a spiral.
Oh, go.
I fucked up
What?
recently. I noticed this Monday, Tuesday.
So,
When the last episode was dropping, I was just like in there poking around and making sure like everything was cool. And the link to our Instagram account was linked to some random woman. I won't call her out, but damn, girl, what's up? I wonder if she's gotten a lot of follows. So now, as of now, on this episode and all the previous ones, because I went back and edited, the Instagram is our correct Instagram on there, which
Sweet.
is at Tea and Toasties Pod.
right.
So yeah, I noticed that and I spiraled a bit. I was like, oh my God.
But it
I've been
worked
linking
out right.
to the wrong place this whole time.
But all links are linking correctly.
All links are linking.
Sweet.
So
All
yeah.
right.
All right, that leads me there. So yeah, as I just said, you can follow us on the Instagram, which is Tea and Toasties Pod. You can subscribe to the YouTube at Tea and Toasties, no pod.
No pod.
Like, comment, review, whatever you're able to do
Oh.
on any podcast platform you're listening to this on. And we will talk at you.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I forgot that you do that part with me. I was gonna do that and then be like, "Did you?"
Oh, you forgot that you did that
I
bit.
didn't. Okay.
Back it up.
We will talk at you next.
No. To go again.
What happened?
I don't know. All right. Let's do it.
We will talk at you next week. And
TTFN.
Bye bye.
Laters.